Hello, and welcome, my Sagittarius Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your timeless true love read. I am your reader, Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons. But you can call me Mal. Hey. Hi, just had a client, was really good. Busy day, and glad to be talking to the camera and all of you on YouTube. A private read is so very different than a general read. Boy, the difference between GPS and microscope. But very happy to be doing this. Let's get down to business. This is a true love read. It's a little bit different than what I see going on the tube of you. This is about your spiritual path through your relationships. These may be romantic. These may be not. We're going to use a 10 card Celtic Cross spread. I'm going to build it on 2 archetypes, one for you and one for the person crossing your path on the true love. On the path of true love is the hero's journey. It really is. Your spiritual development, right? Your growth, your courage, your fate alchemized into destiny through your relationships in your life. And the chances of these being romantic, sexual are high only because that's what people are really coming to YouTube for. But that doesn't mean family influences, right? Coworkers, bosses, and all that can't be in here too. Is a general read. Please take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Standard YouTube reading rules. And check your other signs either for a different person or a different situation on the path of true love, or maybe a different way of looking at it with the same person. Of Course in Miracles says the gates of heaven are entered 2 by 2, and that's not soulmates. That means it's through your relationships that you get your most powerful soul evolution, and ain't it the truth? So let's get up in this gig. All the decks that I read are always in the bottom of the description box. Lots of links along the way there. There's even some in there about a new definition for twin flames and soulmates that I just sent to the client. I just read earlier today. Matt Kahn's Soulmates, Twin Flame... Soul Contracts, Twin Flames and Soulmates redefined. You might want to check it out down in the description box. Otherwise, let's do this. All I can ask from anybody watching any of my readings is both feet on the floor if you can. If you can't, that's fine. And focus on your breath if you will. I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can from my pantheon to divine through these divination systems. Let's just do it. Please take a nice deep breath. Yeah, crown chakra, wide the fuck open. Here we go. I'm going to need to ground later today. Oh yeah, the moon's in Leo while I'm doing this, and I'm Leo rising. Good luck. Buckle up. Here we go. My collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, and the ascended masters of true love and the higher souls of all involved, please. Through the Carolyn Mace archetype deck, I need 1 card to represent the Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I'm watching this video, receiving this reading. What is the dominant archetype? Sort of their 8th chakra point of view, right? Looking down from the satellites. Where are they on the path of true love in this timeless read? And who crosses them on the path for good or ill, for weal or woe, to help or to hinder on the path of true love for this Sagittarius? Let's have a look. Oh, shit. I know a particular Sagittarian who's probably watching this video who is very much a storyteller archetype. Hey, Mal, how you doing, girl? Hey, girl, I bet she's giggling now. And who's crossing your path? A mentor. Wow, okay, so a creative family archetype. There are 9 different families of archetypes, classifications, if you want to call them that. This is the creative family, the storyteller, and this is the wisdom family, the mentor. A very powerful dynamic here. Each of these cards has written on them the shadow and the light attribute, the toxic and the healthy, the lead and the gold, however you want to do that. The shadows, which you don't want to acknowledge in yourself, or if you know about it, you don't want anybody else to know about it. The light is what you are shooting for, and is what the path of true love is all about. We could call it the path of relational alchemy. It just doesn't ring as well as the path of true love. So the shadow attribute of the storyteller. Making up tales that harm others. Sometimes yourself. The stories you can tell yourself, right? And I'm not getting into, oh, that's just a story. Look, our stories can be very sacred and they're very personal. They may be completely untrue, right? They might be holding us in chains psychologically, but nonetheless, this is a more deliberate thing. This is really making up stories to harm others. The light attribute you are shooting for, and this is so beautiful and so creative. ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols, like as if you were, I don't know, a card reader or something. Just saying. Now, crossing your path is a mentor. Now, I gotta say, a storyteller and a mentor, this feels more work-oriented, but we're gonna keep looking at this. The shadow attribute of the mentor, inability to allow the student to move on to the role of master. So there is a teacher archetype in this deck that is different than the mentor. A teacher can teach thousands, right? Like a school teacher, how many kids in one school year sit in their classroom? But a mentor is usually one-on-one. They can have many people, what are called mentees, mentor, mentee. My mother's a teacher. I know these things. So they really, I mean, I've been in these situations where I've had mentors hold me back because look at me, whatever. The light attribute that this person crossing your path is shooting for here, passing on wisdom and refining a student's character. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that this person is a mentor to you as a storyteller. This could be, this is their dominant energy, and this could be the way you connect, because both can be very verbal. Let's build our Celtic Cross, shall we? Now, I think I'm done with extended readings for a while. It's 24 reads in a week, and with clients and books and, just running a house and 3 fabulous black cats. So I'm going to give you what I usually give in an extended reading as if you were a client, and I got tons more over there. I ain't done until I say we're done. And please take a nice deep breath. Okay. My goddesses of fire and the sign of Sagittarius, Celtic Cross, will call them out as they come. 1 through 10, please show me the path of true love for this Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading. What covers them as the storyteller? The Moon card, where I'm laying them all out. What crosses this mentor, right? What represents? What's going on? This is the Divine Feminine deck for me, so this is like the heart, throat, third eye, crown experience of this. So what's going on in the heart, throat, third eye, crown of this mentor? Ooh, 3 of Wands, loyalty. Now, I could spend 20 minutes just on these two right now, but I'm going to keep laying some stuff down. What's the foundation here? What's at the core of this in the path of true love? Possibly what they're both experiencing. 6 of Flames, play, victory. Well, victory is the 7 of Flames, Wands in this deck. Bastet, cat goddess. That feels fun. Storyteller, I have a feeling you have no idea what this is. Not in your heart, third eye, crown. I mean, your intuition might be telling you something, but it is cloudy, right? For whatever reason. Where are they coming from? 4th position, what's behind them on the path? Yeah. 5 of Cups, the storm. A storm that will pass, but definitely emotional upset, which can absolutely lead to some cloudiness. Usually after a storm, the skies are clear, unless it's foggy, right? Unless it is cloudy. Now, what I'm getting here is that your intuition is probably right on, but your ability to sense it, your stories might be in the way. And I'm not saying that as a read or a dig, right? That we all do that, right? Like how we talk ourselves out of what we know deep inside of us, right? Maybe out of fear. So I'm just going to go back to that. Making up tales that harm others. Remember, you may be part of others. Just saying. So with this storm in the past here, let's see. I mean, that does make sense. What's going on in the crown, 5th position? What hovers above them trying to incarnate? 2 of Blades, analysis. Not the indecision card for me, that's 2 of Wands. 2 of Blades, 2 of Swords, is that fencing. That's why we have fencers in this card, right? Thinking ahead. Right? Not just what is my next move going to be, you're anticipating their next move, right? And what you would, totally getting Donald Duck in Sherwood Forest, but those were quarterstaffs, really. They should cost at least $1.50 with an inflation. So that's good, right? So you're thinking about it. The thoughts are hovering. But emotionally here, you might be not so thrilled about thinking about this too much, depending on what the stories are that you're running. Wrong deck. Almost started clarifying with the Mythic Tarot, which we're going to do. Sixth position, what is before them on the path? We've got what's behind with the the Five of Cups, right? What crosses their path now is this Mentor with the Three of Blades. What is before them on the path? Makes sense. The good old-fashioned Seven of Pentacles, Appraisal. So you go from analysis to appraisal. The difference is analysis is purely mental. Appraisal is about assigning value. Like you have a house appraised, a car appraised, a gem, a piece of jewelry. You appraise the situation, right? And so, I've been teaching, because I've used this deck forever, analysis. Well, it's a silver ring and it looks like a shield. And if you turn it this way, it looks like a basket. $35. Do you see the difference? Like analysis and appraisal, what's it worth? So there's a lot of feeling that out. Heart, third eye crown. We'll see what this looks like on the outside in a little bit. We got the cross. Let's get the staff. Seventh position. What is the lesson they are learning through all of this? Heart, third eye crown. Six of Pentacles. Now, we've got 2 6s on the table, so we are looking about balance and fairness here. And this card is like the Special Olympics, right? It's like a wheelchair race. Success under handicap. It's still a 6. You still got 4 more to go to get to that 10, that fulfillment. But it's interesting, you've got the 7 of Pentacles in your future position, if you want to call that what's before you on the path of true love. So your lesson, you need to gather the information to make this an accurate appraisal. And I'm feeling like it's visceral. In other words, it's not just in your mind, it's not just in your emotions. It's a strong feeling that is in your cell tissue. I hope that makes sense. It's more earth than water. And that breakthrough here, there's some limitation that you are meant to break here. And that might have to do with that cloud. Although sometimes that, the cloudiness of the moon can be, we can feel where we're going, but we just can't see where we're going. Forward motion, in balance, and the key word on the card is success. Pretty good. Definitely breakthrough of limitation. What's going on here? From the outside looking in, how do they feel? Heart, third eye crown. What is their personal level of power? Energy from the outside looking in. Pan, the Emperor and the High Priest card in this deck. It's a feminist deck, so they sort of minimize the male presence. There are only 2 males in this deck. This is one of them. The other one is in the Lovers card, but there are 2 Lovers cards. One that's 2 women and one that's a male and a female, which I like a deck with 2 Lovers cards. Pan, come on, this is the masculine energy. This is inside of you. There is a strong impulse within you. In other words, this is not the other person. This is you. Like if I were to walk up to you horizontally, right, like this, and feel your energy field. Yes, there may be some control, right? You are in a place inside of you right now where you are becoming more masculine in the sense of your yang energy, particularly as a storyteller, creativity, right? A creative family archetype. So through this cloudiness, you are coming into alignment to what? Express your creativity in some way, shape, or form. Again, we're going to lay down 10 more cards on top of this Mythic Tarot to look at the physical aspect of this. Next, card number 9, please. My goddesses, what is the destiny hewn from fate by taking the hero's journey of the path of true love for them? Another 6. 6 of Blades. Now, often, the gondola, right, the dude in the boat, travel from choppy to smooth water. In this deck, it's called manipulation. And I know people get triggered by that word, but if you have a headache, and you take an aspirin, that's manipulation, right? If you're worried about somebody and you light a candle and pray, that's manipulation. That's why this card has no reversal, right? It's completely the same. It's all depending on you. So I'm going to say, relook at your story on the inside. You don't have to tell anybody about it, right? Play with the story, manipulate it. Okay, the work of Byron Katie, Byronkatie. The work is the process. It's a series of questions, just I think 4 questions in what's called a turnaround. Check it out. Because sometimes we can have a story that's really not true, but can feel very true. Here we go. First question, is it true? Right, whatever the story is, whatever the thought is it true? Number 2, can I absolutely know for sure that it's true? Usually people will say no to that, right? You can't absolutely be sure, right? What am I like when I think this thought? Who would I be if I didn't think this thought, right? And then the reversal, that's a little bit more complex. Byron Katie, woman, BYRONKATIE. So there may be some looking at this, a real mental balance inside of yourself, bringing this into a place of more clarity, which would certainly help with the moon card Yemaya covering you here. My goddesses, most likely probable outcome, this timeline of this lifetime on the path of true love for the Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, and the Two of Pentacles. There may not be any immediate... Thank you. Did you hear that? I think I shamed a car from backing up anymore. Two of Pentacles, the Bull Leaper. You are finding your footing in this, at least heart, third eye crown. We'll see what's moving on. We'll see what's happening in the outside world here, but there is momentum in there. The Bull Leapers, I believe, is an ancient forerunner of the running of the bulls at Pamplona. Put the right consonants in the right places, Mal. Where they would run, these women, these acrobats would get in a bull ring and run at the bulls as they would charge, grab them by the horns and flip over them. I'm not sure if that's where grab the bull by the horns comes from, but think of the balance and the skill and the precision that takes. So that could mean that you're feeling some risk here. You got to find your balance. Let's make sure I'm not deluded in anything here, because those stories, tricky shit. Tricky shit. Let's start clarifying. Mythic Tarot. My gods, breathe. My gods. Please clarify this Celtic Cross in terms of what's going on the outside, either from the outside looking in or some aspect of the physical, to help the Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign get the clarity they need on the path of true love, dealing with this mentor archetype who may very well be loyally waiting for them. Please, we got the Storyteller as their first card down. Moon is heart, third eye crown. What's going on in the root, sacrum, solar plexus, the physical plane? Knight of Pentacles, the slowest moving knight, but the one who always gets there. Slow and steady wins the race. This is the Virgo card. The way I read tarot, I'm sorry, I'm an old fogey. I studied really a great book. The workbook Juliet Sherman Burke put out with the Mythic Tarot. So good. I hated court cards before reading that book. So all of the knights are the mutable energies, the queens, the fixed, the kings, the cardinal, 3 times 4 are 12 signs of the zodiac. And on the Daughters of the Moon, they write the name of the zodiac card, the zodiac sign on it. So yeah, there is slow movement here. And it would make sense that you're taking your time, you're being methodical. I love this. In the background of the card, don't worry, I'm wearing pants. There are beehives. I don't know if you can see them, those like white lumps, humps, whatever you want to call them, structures in the back. A beehive isn't created overnight, right? Slow and steady. Let's see. Crossing their path, my gods, is the mentor, right? The mentor archetype with that 3 of Wands, that loyalty, that lighting a candle, waiting, that 3 of Wands vibe, waiting for their ships to come in, waiting for something to happen. What does that look like? They're waiting to bust a move, Page of Wands. This feels romantic. We got a knight and a page. Now I'll say right there, your stability is more mature as a knight than their fire and passion as a page. So know that underneath the text message, hey girl, well, no, what would he say? He would say, hey, I've been thinking about you, and you're looking really good there on the Instagram. You keep doing your thing, girl. Right behind that, there is this desire. Now, I don't know if this person is taking you under their wing, but they take people under their wing. I feel that as a mentor, they may not even consider themselves a mentor. But very, very wise. So I would not be overly storytelly-ish about what's going on when this message comes in, because this seems like it's in the present moment. And it feels like they're busting a move here, but they're rushing in, perhaps where fools fear to tread, and you're like, let's just watch the movie and see what happens. The core of this, I do feel like this is something you have in common, sort of like where your root chakras resonate here. 6 of Flames, Bastet, feline energy, play is the key word, and it's balanced play. It's usually mutual play. Please take a nice deep breath. My gods, excuse me. Please clarify that 6 of Flames at the core. What does this look like? Ace of Wands, a phallic card if ever I saw one. This is Zeus issuing the challenge to retrieve the golden fleece. Starting Jason and the Argonauts, that whole myth, that's the whole suit of flames in this deck. So, yeah, there is definitely not just a spark here, it feels good, it feels playful. And I understand you feeling, I don't know how I feel about this, water, I don't know how I feel about this, but I'll take a step, I can chat, we can chat, but behind them, this is the empathic part of my job, and it's hard to feel this for millions of people, but it's like, I've been waiting so long to do this. It's warm, but immature doesn't mean childish. Immature means acorn in relationship to oak tree, right? A seed. But wise. I do not feel like this person is being manipulative. This might even come down to being wise and polite. Hey, been thinking about you. Oh, great. My cats are moving the water dish instead of taking a step forward. It's cats for you. Let's keep going. Love that Ace of Wands on there. I mean, there's definitely a sexual attraction, even if it's never been acted on. Isn't Mercury retrograde now? Oh, great. Ex-lover flash flood. Happens 3 times a year around here. Breathe. My gods, I got that 5 of Cups in the past, the storm. And yes, the storm will pass, but it has still left them in this moon energy. Like, maybe not even be able to know where this story is going. Makes sense on the path of true love. What does that look like on the outside? 5 of Cups. The Magician. Did you do something? Did you say a prayer, cast a spell? Think about this person. Did an energy move through your body from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Did you summon this and did it upset you emotionally? Now, I know we often think of the storm as something sad. It's definitely emotional, but it could be that your pot got stirred. You know when people say, don't stir the pot? Your pot might have gotten stirred on this and put you at storm, at an emotional storm. Now, I do feel like some of those clouds then, you're out of the storm, but it's still really foggy inside of yourself. You might need some time, slow and steady wins the race, to let this emotion integrate. Feel what you're feeling, take time to do it, absolutely, but watch the stories, because thoughts are things. We don't create thoughts. They're like radio waves in the air, right? Cell phone signals in the air, and they come through the third eye, and we think there are thoughts. They're not. They're free-floating, like free radicals, depending on whether the thought is more fear or love, right? Lead or gold. Hence the analysis, right? All these thoughts coming through, and this might very well be seeing things from another perspective, like I said, fencing. My gods, what does this 2 of blades look like? Because it's crowning, it's hovering, it's orbiting. In the immediate present, right? Like immediate future, getting ready to drop down into the crown chakra. What's this look like on the outside? You're kidding me? Ace of Pentacles. A physical opportunity to meet this person. Maybe to begin again, maybe they are brand new in your life, but with the Ace of Pentacles crowning and the Ace of Wands at the core, and you're represented as the storyteller, the stories you tell on this are going to really affect you psychologically. So write them down if you want to write down the narrative, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're seeing clearly about what this is. I don't feel like there's deception here with this mentor with the loyalty card. I really don't. I feel like they're waiting for this. I feel like this is actually genuine, and that's why they're not love bombing you. They're saying, hey, if this is somebody from the past, don't be shocked. But it might be somebody you haven't met yet or have just met, and there's a spark here, and it's playful and it's fun, but it has potential. The Ace of Pentacles is, to me, the acorn. Plant it, and you will have a tree that sheds billions of acorns over its life cycle, right? Out of one comes many. And of course, with all of that analysis, thinking about that, you come to appraisal before you on the path. 7 of Pentacles, appraisal. My gods, please, what does this look like for the Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus? I'm watching this video, receiving this reading. Ten of Wands. Now look, I know this card is so often talked about burdens, and that's just because of the Rider-Waite deck and extrapolations, variations on a theme. But this is the Golden Fleece has been returned. The Argo, the ship that they came in, the crap beaten out of it, but they made it. They made it. What's your lesson card? The next thing we're going to look at? Success, but success under handicap. You do your own internal breakthrough. You're going to know the worth of this thing. You are going to know the worth of this thing from inside of yourself, because you might just be at the end of a road. Now, I will say, with the Ace of Wands at the core and the Ten of Wands before you, with no other fire card in between you except their Three of Flames, this does lead me to think that there is some either closure in this, but honestly, whatever is going on the outside of this with this Ten of Flames, whether it is a burden or the completion of a desire, that seems a bit big to jump from one to the other, that there is going to be time. There's no reason to rush through this. Particularly if you find yourself so inflamed with passion for this person and the attraction and the desire is so strong, slow it down. Slow it down. You might have a conversation and you realize you're perfect for each other. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down, right? Doesn't mean you're wrong, but that appraisal card, you're going to really want to feel, not just think, feel what is of real value to me in my life, and then watch what your stories do. Oh, but if you let go of that to have that, what if that, and what if that, and what if that, and that's the ego doing what it does. And that's not a bad thing. You know, if you're in the woods and you hear something, right? It's like, well, it could be that, it could be that, it could be that. This is a soul contract. Your lesson, as I said, Six of Pentacles, success under handicap. And anybody in that race, right? Anybody in this race is a winner. I know, it's cliche. I think that was a slogan or a tagline for Special Olympics, like back in the 80s or the 90s. Anybody who's in the game wins, or something like that. You keep rolling forward. My gods, what does this look like for my Saggies in their lesson? Eight of Swords. There we go. Trapped in thought. Not the Nine of Swords. The Eight of Swords. Blindfolded and bound. Not in this depiction. But between the Furies and Apollo, right? This is really being hemmed in. I hate to use code words like this, but this is really being hemmed in by your stories of your what ifs. Now, there are probably some illusions in place here mentally, right? Hence the emotional part of the moon card here. With this on the outer, yeah, the analysis could very easily, and probably will, turn into a damned if I do, damned if I don't situation. But there is success and breakthrough as a result of this, regardless of what happens. You need to know that. The lesson is what it's really about here, because you're going to get, my head is coming up with all of these scenarios of how it could be wrong and how it is wrong and this and that and this and that. But my heart, third eye crown is feeling momentum here, and there are three, count them, 3 sixes in this deck. This could very much be a mutual thing. How could it not be? Let's keep going. From the outside looking in, the Emperor. This is about you taking control of your life. This is about you saying, you know what? I'm of a certain age. I've been through enough. The Emperor, and I agree with this, is the amalgamation of all the kings in the tarot, right? Swords, Wands, Cups, and Pentacles. The Empress for the queens. This is very much you getting that. Only you can decide. Only you can allow this or disallow it. That's how much power you have in this situation. That's how it feels. What does this look like on the outside, please, for my Sagittariuses, please, my gods? 5 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles. So from the outside looking in, I don't know if you're ghosting them or they're ghosting you. 5 of Pentacles, yes, that being left out in the cold that you hear over and over and over on YouTube. But it also means a physical change, not necessarily a transformation, a change. All right. Yes, you could say that when you freeze water, it turns into ice, and that is a state change, not a transformation. Burning a cookie, you can't unburn a cookie. That is a total change of form. So it could be a state change. It might be that this is so physically changing, or your physical reality, your physical, maybe your living situation, your other relationships, something in physical form is going through change, and you might have to walk away from something to do this. No, not the Eight of Cups walk away, which is emotional. This might be you really kind of saying, I'm going to sneak away in the night. I mean, that's what he's doing. I'm going to sneak away in the night. I'm going to go for my thing. A little covert, not exactly Nine of Swords. Seven of Swords. Don't make me do math. But let's look at that Six of Swords and your destiny. Remember, manipulation, mental manipulation. Are you going to ride the story, or is the story going to ride you? Oh, read Witches Abroad by Terry Pratchett, Discworld novel. Totally. I feel like Carolyn Mace co-wrote that with him. Six of Blades, my gods, what does this look like on the outside? Their destiny is hewn from fate, the alchemy from lead to gold, through that card of manipulation and the Two of Wands. So, right now, I'm not seeing any fast action here in terms of your destiny, because you really need to shift the way that you think about this decision. Now, it's a 2. If it was the Lover's card, we would be talking a real life-changing thing. This might even be about all the different stories that you tell yourself, or maybe that you've heard and are replaying. That really says, and this is from Jason and the Argonauts, here's the Ace of Wands at the core, here's the Two of Wands in your destiny. Do I want to go into the cave and speak to the centaur, the Kentor, Chiron, brain fart, and take this quest, or do I just want to go to the Agora? Hopefully without a phobia. Do I just want to go to the marketplace? Do I just want to go kick stones? Because they didn't have tin cans at the time. Bronze cans, maybe. So it is that choice, but oftentimes we don't realize that the difference between a choice and a decision is intensity. Coffee, tea, or milk, that's a choice, right? Do I walk away from something in my life to have this as a decision? But at this stage, you're still just contemplating the choice, I think, as to whether or not you even want to engage. In other words, there's a lot of heat going on it's a Sag read, a lot of fire going on here. But I don't see any communication. I see a lot of thinking, but not a lot of communication. So this could be, I gotta really spin this around in my mind to see if I even want to reply to this Page of Wands message. You're still juggling. Two of Pentacles, finding your footing. We got other cards hitting the table after this one, so here we go. My gods, in the most probable outcome, the timeline of this lifetime for the Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, Bull Leapers, which can be about juggling 2 different lives, 2 different relationships, if you got it like that. And there's a way to do that honorably nowadays. It wasn't always that way. It's always cheating. Now with open relationships and thruples and all that stuff too. So please, what does that look like, this Bull Leapers? 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups. There may be some fantasies, some delusions here. Well, I mean, a fantasy is lovely. A fantasy can come true. It's still a fantasy, right? The clouds part eventually. But it is saying you're juggling your options here, quite literally balancing the juggler card with the 7 of Cups. Really trying to figure out, how do I get there, but how do I feel my way through this? If you have a water moon, I'm just going to say that could make it trickier, but why you really need to watch your stories that you do not stir the already confusing, emotional, cloudy pot of cauldron brew that you got going on inside of you. This will come clear, and that's what we're going to do next, particularly with that 7 of Cups card. With the 2 of Pentacles, do you feel, if you know Tarot, right? It's like, 2 of Pentacles on the inner, while I what? Look at my options emotionally, and what do you have in the future position here? Appraisal, finding the value. It's like puzzle pieces. They're fitting together. Whispers of love. I'm going to get one for you and one for them. These are the voices of the higher selves, right? What does their higher self say to you and say to them on all of this? Please take a nice deep breath. Oh, the higher selves are all involved, please. 2 cards. Fifth dimension above, eighth chakra and above. What is the whisper of love? The piece of information, inspiration, or insight for the Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, represented as the storyteller with the Moon on the inner and Knight of Pentacles on the outer. Consider your foundation. You are being asked to look at how committed you are to love. It's right there. Do you want to walk away from this? That's why take your time. Right? Know where it's saying you got to make this decision right now. And this mentor may want you to make a decision right now. I don't think they're saying that though. Consider your foundation. You're being asked to look at how committed you are to love. And I would say, yeah, committed to love myself first. I'm going to take my time on this. Right, I'm going to take my time on this. And if it takes too long for you and you scamper off to go page a night somebody else, that's okay. But a mentor doesn't usually do that. See what I'm saying? There is a refinement going on here. I just don't think this person is literally your mentor. Not with this vibe here. A lot of creativity. I mean, I can think of other scenarios other than romantic sexual than this. Well, let's see. This deck is such a party turner. Please, the higher selves of all involved, uncross your legs, please. For the Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, right, fifth dimension above, eighth chakra and above. What's the whisper of love for this mentor? Show simple acts of kindness. That's a page of wands. Show simple acts of kindness. A simple act of kindness can energize you and bring happiness to those around you. And I think that's what we're looking at here. I don't think this mentor is out to lie to you. I just think that they are perhaps being polite and being simple and being kind by saying, hi, how are you? Yeah, you know, with this past year and a bunch of months, I've been thinking about life. I just want to say hi. You know, what's up? How are things on your end, right? But behind that, they have some kind of candle burning for you. It's only a 3. You can blow that shit out if you want. And that may be what you do. We're not shown that at this point, at least not yet. At least one more card down. What do you say? We get you a Matt Kahn healing mantra, right? These cards are such lifesavers. This is the Ascended Masters of the Path of True Love. This is the mantra that will help you heal this for at least your end, regardless of what this mentor is doing. Please take a nice deep breath. Oh, my Ascended Masters of True Love, please leave the card in my hand for the Sagittarian collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus on watching this video, receiving this reading. What is their perfect healing mantra in this timeless true love read? Creating cooperation. More gets accomplished when everyone has a role to play. Even if it's a role play. Bark like a dog. That I don't get demonetized is kind of freaking amazing. I guess it is context, doesn't it? Bark like a dog. Oh, we were doing totemic work. Creating cooperation. More gets accomplished when everyone has a role to play. When cooperation is created, the unity of all is access to accomplish more in one moment than any one person can do alone. Brings me right back to the Electric Company 1970-something. As a creator of cooperation, you are giving others the right to contribute, which only broadens the right. What, did I read that right? As a creative cooperation, you are giving others the right to contribute, which only broadens the effect of collective expression, right? So you're giving them the opportunity to collaborate, to send this message. Once cooperation is created, all facades of competition melt away, allowing each individual to feel a renewed depth of self-worth by serving a vision greater than any degree of individual gain. And I know that by working with collaborators on the YouTube channel. Mal Flanders, who's probably one of the Sagittarians watching this, Nancy Antonucci, our new Millennial Minute thing is coming up soon. So I love collaboration that way. Work with, not for. I work for the gods and the archangels. Everybody else here work with or go pound sand. This mantra is ideal for enhancing teamwork, transforming family dynamics, and increasing inner peace. Now, if you are in a family way, and I mean dealing with a family, already married or something like that, then this is going to be a challenge. But I can also say if this person is a mentor, this could be a professional true love read in terms of getting you in touch with what you truly love to do. And then it does take it out of the romantic sexual, but still considering your foundation is still a huge part of this, because whether this is about doing what you love, Path of True Love is absolutely inclusive of doing what you love, following your heart, your work, career, vocation. You might want to check your work, career, vocation reads that I do on the channel, because there's a lot of choices and a lot of decisions here. And with that cloudiness, part of creating cooperation is saying, can I just have a right of confession? Can we do a confidential conversation? I just need to kind of like speak, right? Because that's the thing that's missing here. The thing that is missing here is communication. And so work this mantra. More gets accomplished when everyone has a role to play. It might take a couple of days. Remember, you got the Knight of Pentacles. You do not have to charge ahead. And it's not that the Knight of Pentacles isn't moving. It's walk. Horses walk. They trot. They canter. They gallop. Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Cups. Knight of Wands and Knight of Swords, right? The 4 speeds of a horse. Well, take it slow. But I gotta say, there is a kind, warm, gentle thing here. And if this is romantic sexual, and you're dealing with family dynamics, whether you're married or not, then that's part of this, is saying, look, more gets accomplished when everyone has a role to play so that you can go play with this phallic Ace of Wands on top of it. So, may the Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need on the path of true love, that they may consider their foundation while this mentor archetype shows simple acts of kindness, perhaps triggering them to feel something really playful with all of these new beginnings, the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles, which they're thinking about and playing with and analyzing and appraising, understanding that their lesson is to break through these thoughts that seem to keep them bound by perhaps collaborating, cooperating with the others involved, either in their life through sacred confession, conversation, confidentiality, but that as they really consider their options and bring things into balance, that they may find, regardless of what the other person does, that they have learned, they have healed, they have grown, they have evolved, and they have become the best that they could be on the path of true love and ready for the next adventure with or without them for the well-being of all. So may it be. And so it is, yeah. Whoa, I love a good Celtic Cross true love read. I do these for clients all day sometimes, it feels like. So if you liked it, like it. Want more, subscribe. Want to check out my book, Words of Grace? There's links in the description box. You want to follow me on YouTube, or you already are following, you want to subscribe, go for it. Instagram, you want a private read with me, find me on social media. I do Zoom stuff so you can record it. I'm just not thrilled about the quality of the video. Facebook video call, so much better, but you can't record it. But a lot of my clients record it on their laptop while it's going on. So there's that to consider. Otherwise, wishing you all the very best and the very blessed on the path of true love in this timeless read for you, my Sagittarius crabby ass storytellers. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed day.